For more than 200 years, the Postal Service has been a strong force in our economy that supports millions of jobs and businesses, both large and small. To this day, it continues to evolve and to remain an important part of our lives. But due in large part to the declining volume of first-class mail, the Postal Service faces serious financial challenges that threaten its future. It's clear that in order to put the Postal Service back on the right track, Congress must make some tough decisions. For years, the Postal Service has worked hard to compete in the digital age, keeping prices as low as possible while reducing its fixed costs and innovating where it can. Its workforce has been reduced through attrition from nearly 800,000 employees to just under 500,000 employees since 2000. Nearly half of its more than 600 mail processing facilities across the country have been closed since 2006. And more than a third of our nation's post offices have had their operating hours cut. But as important as right-sizing the enterprise has been, cutting costs cannot be the only solution. The Postal Service needs to continue to innovate, to remain competitive, and to generate revenues. The Postal Service has taken a number of steps on its own to stay relevant in the 21st century. It recently started partnering with Amazon.com to deliver groceries in the San Francisco area. Since then, a dozen grocery chains across the country have begun exploring similar partnerships with the Postal Service. The Postal Service is also delivering packages overnight to a growing number of zip codes throughout America. Its partnership with the UPS, with FedEx, and other private delivery services to deliver packages the last mile, the last 5 miles, the last 10 miles or more to addresses where its competitors don't always want to go, but that's the Postal Service's business, and it visits those spots every day. On Sundays, when its competitors usually take a break, the Postal Service continues to deliver packages. Lastly, the Postal Service is experimenting in the digital world in cutting-edge areas like identity verification. But the Postal Service can only do so much without new authorities from Congress that address its long-standing financial burdens and allow it to grow. Earlier this year, a bipartisan majority of my colleagues on the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee approved a postal reform bill that fixes this problem and gives the Postal Service the tools that it needs to prosper in the years to come. That legislation, it's called the Postal Reform Act of 2014, enables the Postal Service to return to profitability, to repay the billions that it owes to the U.S. Treasury, and to significantly reduce its retiree health care liabilities. Specifically, the Postal Reform Act allows the Postal Service to pay what it owes for its pensions and get the money back that it overpaid into the federal system. It establishes a more efficient health care system that lets its employees take full advantage of the Medicare benefits that they and the Postal Service have paid for. It also preserves existing service standards for at least 2 years, plus Saturday mail delivery and the 82 mail processing plants currently slated for closure next year. The bill provides the Postal Service greater flexibility to set prices for its products, something that's essential for any business. It also allows the Postal Service to explore ways to make money in the digital age by adopting its unique 200-year-old distribution network. That means negotiating with customers and competitors to develop new services like the delivery of wine, beer, and spirits. In this country, like post offices deliver in other countries as well. Most important, the legislation frees up billions of dollars so the Postal Service can make the capital investments necessary to pursue new business opportunities and to compete in the coming years. These investments include replacing its 190,000 aging vehicles with a more energy-efficient fleet and updating its mail processing equipment to stay on top of its fastest-growing line of business, and that's package delivery. As an added benefit, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office found that our bill saves the federal government nearly $17 billion over 10 years. Now, that's real reform. Today's political climate has proven that it's difficult to get things done in Congress, but there's no excuse for allowing the Postal Service to struggle when it has a clear opportunity to thrive. It's time to fix the problem. Please join me in calling on Congress to pass postal reform. For more information, you can visit my website. That's www.carper.senate.gov/postal reform. Thank you.